Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Joey Price. Joey is a human resource small business CEO, HR subject matter expert, business podcast host, and a social media influencer. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Joey Price. Joey, welcome.
Hey, Mohammed, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your show.
Thank you so much. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I think there have been a series of events that have led me to where I am today, but I think the most impactful was really choosing my destiny in undergrad. I was an exercise science major at the University of Maryland College Park, and I wanted to be an athletic trainer or sports medicine doctor. But something told me that I didn't want to be taping up athletes for the rest of my life. So I need to figure out how do I need to pivot in order to continue my love for human performance, but not so much on the athletic fields. And so it was from there where I did some self-discovery and met with people in my life, such as mentors and friends, who suggested that I think about HR as a career pathway. And so I pursued HR as a career pathway after college because, again, I didn't want to tape up athletes for the rest of my life. I wanted to still be able to help people, see people perform and thrive in their field of work, but not on the ball field. And so I was an HR professional for about 5 years before starting my business. And I started in 2011 at a time where we were coming out of a recession. Companies were looking to do more with less. And it was just the perfect storm to create an outsourcing opportunity for small businesses and startups who wanted to feel robust and have robust support from the HR function without necessarily having the need to pay for a full-time professional on staff.
Wonderful. That's an amazing story. What are the top three mistakes to avoid based on your own experience?
All right, so at Jumpstart, our mission is to guide emerging companies towards the pathway of healthy workplace culture and repeatable employee success. And one of the three ways that you derail yourself from that is one, hiring the wrong people. Sometimes in the hiring process, we look at resumes and where people went to school and think, oh, because they went to X school, they can do this work. Or we don't scrutinize them enough in the interview process we don't give them tests. We don't check references. We don't, really ensure they are who they say they are. So I would say hire correctly. The other mistake to avoid is scaling up too fast, where you hire someone for more work than needs to be done. And then you have the difficult conversation of how do we repurpose this person's time, or how do we downshift to make sure that they are able to meet our needs while we can stay in budget. And then the third thing has less to do with the people you bring on board, but the way that you do your projects at work. Part of our line of business is project management for businesses and teams. And we make sure that you're knowing the mission and you're continually working from an agile process. I think the waterfall method of project management is outdated, but having an agile approach where you're able to focus, pivot, adjust as necessary has better positive outcomes no matter the discipline that you're applying it to. And that helps make workplace culture a lot healthier when people aren't stressed out about projects that aren't successful.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Man, I think there's a recency effect sometimes with failures, and you feel like, the most recent failure was the biggest. But I'll never forget there was a client that we had early on, and as a business owner, I thought that we were going to have them forever. As a young business owner, I thought they were going to have them forever, but I didn't read the tea leaves to see that this industry they were in was drying up. Their client base was drying up, and so that has a ripple effect on their ability to pay for vendors and services. So my biggest failure that I pivoted from early on was just realizing that you need to have a succession plan, not only for your own company, but for the types of clients that you have as well. And knowing that you should always be looking for that next client as opposed to expecting that, one will be around forever.
What are the what are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
I would say definitely hiring people that can help you lead better. So making sure that you hire people who are smarter in things that you aren't as smart in, and allow them to work in their expertise. So don't micromanage the people that you've hired to accelerate your growth, because then you'll be a lid to their leadership and ability to impact your team. The second secret is that I'm constantly learning, constantly reading, trying to figure out where my industry is going and how we should pivot. There's a Wayne Gretzky quote that says, "I don't skate where the puck is, I skate where the puck is going to be." And so I try to make sure that I position my business where future success is going to be. And then the third thing is build your well before you're empty. But build your well before you're thirsty, rather. And that means to have a network of opportunities, a network of partners and relationships that you can rely on before you have the need. You never want to be in the midst of a fire and not know how to get out of it. So you always want to make sure before you even have a need, whether it's financial, whether it's legal, whether it's just someone you can use as a sounding board, make sure that you have those relationships up front.
Wonderful. We are about to start the lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful for my family.
How young are you?
I'm 34.
You are not 34. You are 18 years old with 16 years experience.
You're right. Absolutely. You're right.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Hop in an RV and tour across the world and visit my kids and grandkids.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
By eating ice cream. No, I'm just kidding. I overcome challenges by figuring out what's that first next step that I need to take. And as long as I keep that one step in front of me at all times, I'll be able to get through that problem.
How do you start your day?
With prayer and meditation.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
It's all going to work out.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, my wife isn't a part of the business, so I tend to have those conversations with her as more of moral support. But she's there to see the process through and through. So I don't know if I so much have to convince her, but she is a great sounding board. If something sounds dumb or if something sounds good.
What is the impactful book you have read and what did you learn from it?
It's on my desk right now. It's Seth Godin's Purple Cow. And I learned that no matter what you do, you always want to stand out. And so whatever discipline you're in, or even if you're just an individual working up the corporate ladder, make sure that you stand out from all the brown cows on the road, and that you're the purple cow people want to do business with.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Being impactful is important to me because it means that you're leaving a legacy beyond just yourself. So being impactful either through podcasting or through a company where we're touching lives of people we may never meet, that's a big deal to be able to to improve people's lives and allow them to level up.
Who is your mentor and what's the impact?
I've had several mentors over the years in key specific areas, and I would say that the impact has been giving me a blueprint of what is possible in my career pursuits, and being able to ask them questions along the way that would have saved me years of harm, hurt, and painful experiences.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for being a great family man, but also for leading the charge of making workplaces more healthy with regard to culture, and making sure that people find enjoyment out of work so that they're more excited about going to work on Monday than leaving work on Friday.
Who is your ideal client?
Our ideal client is an emerging small business that's between 10 to 100 employees that doesn't have a full-time HR professional, or their full-time HR professional recently left and they're looking to reimagine how they utilize their HR, and they're looking to invest anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 a month in HR expenses.
Mhm. How can we support you?
Just the network, being able to be a part of this community. And if you definitely check out our website, jumpstart-hr.com, that's an easy way to find if we're a good fit for your business. You can schedule a 15-minute consultation with me, and I'm happy to walk you through our agile approach to HR and project management and why we stand out and why we're the Purple Cow.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have a few words about your experience on today's guest experience on the show. And here's my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Well, Mohammed, I appreciate being a part of the show. I think you were really easy to talk to, and the preparation on the front end was very great. The list of questions were given in advance, so I felt comfortable, and I just enjoyed being a part of this. So I would definitely recommend others to sign up for your show.
What would you say as a final word?
If you're handling HR and you feel like you're over your head, there is help out there, and we're there to help you at jumpstart-hr.com.
Thank you so much, Joey, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.